23rd of December, Rabbi Levitt, Daniel.
Moshe Ser Hasor Rishim Adonai Daniel. Asher Minu Es Ma'achem Es Mishtenchem Asher Lomar Yireh Es Penechem Zo'afim Min Hoyerodim Asher Kagilkom V'chi Ya'alatem Es Moshe Lamelech Daniel Es Sarah Asher Sarah so we see
Okay, so let's see the translation. Verse 9. Morning, Lou. Good morning, Mayor.
Hi, good morning. Good morning.
Morning, Mayor.
How are you?
Okay, so we're on Tet. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so Alan read the Pasuk test, and we're gonna hear the how Art Scroll translates. Alan, you want to do the translation? It's on page 7. It's on the page on the left side.
God granted Daniel favor and mercy before the chief officer, and the chief officer said to Daniel, I fear my lord, the king, who has provided you food and you drinks, lest he see your faces more ill at ease than the other youth in your situation, and you will forfeit my head to the king. So Daniel said to the steward,
Okay.
right.
Good. So now let's take a look at the note on 9 on the bottom of page 6. So they bring from Rav Sadi Gon that we're going to see that right after it says over here that the chief officer found Hashem made it so that Daniel found favor in his eyes, but he said, it's a bit of a problem over here for me. I'm the one that's responsible for you, and if you're gonna if he's gonna see, I guess he is referring to. You see that it says he. If he's gonna see your faces, then you're gonna forfeit my head to the king, because the king's gonna blame me if you're gonna go on this diet and you're not gonna look as healthy as you were before. So he's concerned. So we don't see anything that Daniel said back to him over here. The next pasuk is we're gonna see that Daniel is turning to somebody else, turning to in English they call it the steward. In Hebrew it's called the Meltzar, and he asks him to provide him with kosher food. So, one second, maybe Roy's calling. Yes, Roy is calling because he wants to get in. Okay, Roy. Yes, right. I didn't see that you were okay. Okay, so right. So what would have been if the Sarasrisim, the chief officer, would have informed the king of the request that Daniel made? That would be the end of Daniel. The king would not like that. So that's why it says over here that Hashem made it so that Daniel found favor in the eyes of this person, and so that he wouldn't tattle on Daniel to the king to save himself, because really he's really putting this guy in a at least in his own mind, the chief officer's own mind, he's got a big problem over here, because like we explained. So we're going to see how this unfolds. We don't because we don't see what Daniel said back to him, if anything. So let's take a look at the next. Let's take a look at Pasuk Yud Aleph. How does Daniel proceed? And let's see what's going to be over here. So yeah, we see over here the note. I didn't read this note over here. 10, the Malbim brings that the chief officer is saying, I'm afraid of the king's wrath. If he's going to learn of your request, and I guess that I'm providing, that I'm acceding to your request, and because, like we said yesterday, the matter of the food is a very big concern of the king, because he's the one that was personally seeing to your diet and arranging that you have doctors and dietitians and nutritionists and everything to make sure that you have the food that you're going to need in order to do your job. And if you're not going to be looking, he's going to. I'm afraid that he's going to see your faces, and he's going to see your faces are don't look robust. They look a little pale. They look like you're not eating properly. And oy vavoy for you, oy vavoy for me. So let's see what happens at this point. Pasuk Yud Aleph. Let's go to Lu to continue with Pasuk Yud Aleph.
Okay. Vayomer Daniel El Hamel Tsar Asher Mina Sar Hasarisim Al Daniel Hananya Mishael Va'azariah. So Daniel said to Melzar, whom the chief officer assigned to Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Melzar, I guess, is the steward.
Yeah, he's the person that Daniel is turning to over here.
Well, the footnote says Daniel did not broach his plan to the steward before he had spoken to the chief officer and found favor and mercy in his eyes, lest he be discovered by the chief officer and suffer dire consequences. Having won the chief officer's heart, Daniel was confident he would turn a blind eye to whatever he saw. He had hinted as much when he said, "Why should he see your faces more depressed. Daniel was confident that his appearance would not suffer from this test, thus removing the chief officer's sole objection.
Okay, I'm not sure exactly in other words, Daniels was so confident that he, I guess, made the chief officer confident as well that he's not going to have to forfeit his head. I don't know. It's reading a lot into the pasuk here. He did. It's true that he did speak to him before he spoke to the steward. But okay. All we see really from the psukim is that the chief officer was expressing his great concern over his own head to Daniel. We don't really see how he quieted the concern of the chief officer at all. But okay, we do. But do we? I guess we do see it. It does. That's what it says. It says Hashem granted favor and mercy in the of Daniel in the eyes of the chief officer. Okay, let's okay. So what we got now is that now Daniel is turning to the number two guy who was appointed by the number one guy to under the king, of course, to deal with these four. Okay, so now what is he gonna make a deal with him about? So that we go to Mayor Pasuk Yud Base.
Okay, you'd bet. Let's see. It says, Nasna et avadecha yamim asara vayitnu lanu min ha-zeroim v'nochla umayim v'nishteh. Okay, so it says, please, Nasmi must be test your servants for 10 days and let them give us minha zeroim.
Literally seeds.
Yeah, from the seeds, and we will eat and drink and water, and we will drink. So they're going to eat seeds and water, I guess.
If you'll give us seeds, v'nochla, then we'll eat. And if you'll give us water, then we'll drink it. Seems to me the implication is he's making a threat, almost, that the food that you're giving us now, we're not going to eat it, and the wine that you're giving us now, we won't eat it. You want to know what we'll eat? This is what we'll eat. But he says maybe the fact that he said for 10 days, he's telling him to, like, look, it'll just be 10 days. You'll see if there's any significant change. It'll turn up in 10 days, and then you'll see that we'll be okay. Just trust us. Let's see how the commentators explain what was going on here with Daniel's offer. We got number 12 over here.
Okay, so let's see. Under 12, it says, Nasna et avadecha. Whoops. Are you still there?
I'm here.
Okay, I lost my picture for a second. Okay, so it says, please test your servants. And Daniel did not suggest his plan to the chief officer because he felt it might be inappropriate for so important an official to bother with such detail. Nor did he ask him to command the steward to conduct this test, just in case Daniel's plan was discovered by the king. The chief officer himself, uninvolved, could always plead for exoneration of his underling. That's the Alshik. Okay. And what would he say about 10 days? for 10 days. If their diet had been insufficient, symptoms would surely show up within 10 days. Okay, so that's why 10 days. And zeroim, he translates it to pulse, but we said it's seeds. So as to be sure that they had not been cooked in the king's utensils and thereby rendered non-kosher. Had they asked for cooked pulse, or cooked seeds, I'll say, they would have said ma'achal zeroim.
Ah, very interesting what the Alshich says. See, they didn't the food, they didn't want to eat the food, and they also didn't want to have anything put in the pots of the king either, because the pots are all treif. So they had to have the zeronim without uncooked. And he says that's, you see that because he didn't say give us machal zeroim. Machal would have indicated that they made it, they prepared it, like they cooked it. And he says over here it includes not only seeds, but maybe even rice or peas or beans. I don't know how you could eat a raw pea or a raw bean.
Or even raw rice.
Or raw rice, yeah, it doesn't make any sense, does it?
No, it doesn't.
What does Rashi say?
Where's Rashi?
Rashi says min kitnios. Tachas pas bag. That's all Rashi says. Kitnios, I guess some type of kitnios that you could eat without cooking. But I don't think that would include beans or peas or rice.
Well, unless they grew green beans, maybe they can be eaten.
Yeah.
But like you said, most of these other items are hard already. They have to be prepared to eat them soft.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the Rav Sadia Gaon also says Hempul halavan upul hamitzri upul ha'av agulbon ofanim adashim v'chimutzim. Kol kach lama, why all of this? Kedei shi'alu reach ra mipihem. Shelo yavo aleihem b'mishkav zachar. Oy vey. Not sure what he means over here. You see what it says over here?
Which area?
Take a look at the Rab Sadia Gaon over here. Divra Maskil min zaruim. He's got a different girsa a little bit, looks like, than the girsa of the pasuk. But anyway,
Pool halavan is some sort of dairy product.
Pool is a bean.
Oh, a bean, a white bean. Oh, okay.
White bean, pool mitzri, a pool mitzri, Egyptian bean, pool ha'av, thick bean, golbon, I don't know exactly what that is. Ofanim is some types of peas, vadashim, lentils. These are all things that are very hard. I don't know how they could eat them.
Right.
Chimutzin, and he says, Kol kach lama. Why did they want to have these things? Particularly these things. He says maybe they didn't have these things in order to actually ingest them and eat them, because we're saying that they couldn't eat such things. So he's explaining something very interesting. Look what he says. Kokak lama. Why did he want to have? Why are they asking for these things that you can't really even eat? Kedei shiyalu reach ra mipihem. Because if you like put these things in your mouth and you like have them in your mouth, it's going to bring up a very a bad breath. It's going to bring up a bad breath in their mouth. Reach ra. Now, why do they want to have bad breath? Shelo yavo aleihen b'mishkab zochor. So that the people, I guess, that are taking care of them, the Babylonian, they shouldn't get too close to them because they're concerned about mishkab zochor.
Oh, that's interesting. You know, another solution, if they were able to drink water, they could put the rice in water and eventually it would get soft.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
And the same with beans and white beans. And
If they put them in water, they will get soft and it will be edible, you're saying?
yeah, eventually. I mean, we cook them with heated water, but in the Babylonian heat, maybe they could leave a thing of water outside with these hard items in it. Maybe.
Very good. Okay, so they're on. They got the test. Let's proceed to Pasuk Yud Gimel. Roy, would you like to read Pasuk Yud Gimel? Can't hear you.
Something wrong with his sound.
We're not hearing you.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Gonna have to go onto a different computer. Okay. Okay. Hatzlacha. We'll see you soon. Bezrat Hashem.
Bye.
You sure you don't just have to push one of these buttons on the top that unlocks the sound?
Well, he's off now, so
Okay.
let him, he'll figure it out. Okay. Good.
Okay, Alan, would you like to read for us?
What page now?
We're still on page 6, and we are now on Pasuk Yud Gimel.
Okay.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines down from the top. It's the last 2 words in the line.
I knew a higher Lordin or Olim Ace Pass Bag Amelach Share to a say in board Necho via Ma Mohan לדובר הזה וביין נסם ימים עשרה ומקצוץ ימים עשרה הנראה מראיהם טוב וראי בשר מן כל הילודים or Win, Ace, Pass, Bog, Miller, Maya, E, Noah, Sar, Shay, S, Pass, for Abishate, Hem, Mano, Sain, Lohem, Azara, Min, Mahaya, Rodim, Ewa, Rotem, Nosan, Lohem, Haya, Hoa, Elohim, Midah, Cain, Kale, Cool, Safer, More, May, L, Beam, Cool, what was it? Yeah, was the own, not, those. Snore, I, Beam, Cheryl, Mar, Noah, Wahabi, Warm, the aim, Sar, so we, see, with they, Sar, like there, Atua, Noah, below, so, Kolim, they, Daniel, your, or by you, they, Hamel, below, double, Hamas, I share the cache, they had Hamel, so, and saw my nose, how call, to be, or as a sure fame, a share the whole, but who so, when he now should us, a class, the whole rush, Hamel.
Okay. Okay, so Pasuk Yud Gimel, right? Pasuk Yud Gimel. So this is so Daniel is continuing to talk, and he says, so you'll see what our appearance looks like, and what the appearance of those who do eat the king's food looks like, and then you'll do according to what you'll do according to what you see. You'll see for yourself. The proof will be in the pudding. So we see over here one thing that it seems as though only Daniel and Hanani, Mishael, Azariah were the only ones that refused the food of the king. Seems that there was others. We don't know how many there were, but it seems like there was others that just ate the food and drank the drink of the king. 13.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, perfect.
Good going, Roy.
All right. So, do you want me to sing or anything? No.
Well, it depends what song you know.
All right. Not many.
Well, do you know Haftorah Trop? Maybe there's Haftorah in Daniel someplace.
I think I'll step down from that.
Okay.
But I'll let you guys do the singing.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Okay, so we want to read we want to take a look at the notes over here. We have a note over here, the first note on note 13. On Pasuk 13, we got a note over here. Alan, you want to read the notes for us?
Number 13.
Yeah.
Right, then let her appearance be seen by you, Daniel. Now tell the steward that the intent of his request was not to be defiled by the king's food.
Oh,
The steward would not go along with this because it would be interpreted as an insult to the king, and if discovered, it would carry the penalty of death. Instead, Daniel pretended that his purpose was to achieve the king's will in a better way. This pulse would enhance their appearance over that of the other youth who ate the king's food. Daniel was confident that his simple fare would go further to achieve the king's purpose at the delicacies of the king's table. The latter, though more pleasant to the palate, the initiative had risked his life. He merited a greater reward. Therefore, and Daniel understood every kind of vision and dreams. That's from the answer Malbim.
no, I think you just continue on to the column to the right on the top. The latter, though more pleasant to the palate, do not necessarily provide better nourishment. So it's very fascinating what the Alshik is pointing out over here. Daniel didn't say, our religion forbids us to eat this food and we don't want to be defiled by the food of the king. He didn't talk like that, even to the steward. He didn't. There was. He didn't know exactly what the steward would. Maybe he would tattle on him, and of course that would be a very not a good thing. And all he's doing is like it's like the Pepsi challenge. We're gonna drink Pepsi, and you'll see if we're is in good shape as the other ones are that are eating the king's food. We think that if we eat like this, we'll be. You'll see for yourselves. You'll see if it benefits us or not. And the Malbim adds that he says that Daniel was confident. Why was he confident? He doesn't say because he has talking in Hashem, that Hashem is going to make his Mesiris Nefesh for kashrus in a miraculous way. He'll look even better than the other ones. He doesn't say that. He says, you don't need any nace. The type of food that they serve at the king's table, it's not healthy food. It's all fatty and it's greasy and it's just fancy stuff. It's not healthy food for you. and so he wasn't worried about it at all. Okay. I mean, I don't know. We said before that he ordered that the diet be monitored by his doctors and dietitians. It sounded like that was the Malbim that said that. Oh, I see. So in other words, if you pay very close attention to what the art scroll did over here, they brought what I told you was the parish of the Mayane HaYeshua, which I suspect is Rev Shimon Schwab Zatzal, the old Rev of Washington Heights. But they say Malbim, see commentary to verse 15, where the Malbim doesn't learn like that. Verse 15. I was going to tell you to look at what they said in verse 5, what the Malbim says. So they got a different way of understanding over here. But so we'll see how it goes. So that's Pasuk Yud Gimel. So Pasuk Yud Daled. So so he played along with them. He let them have their 10 days. and he put them to the test. And lo and behold, at the end of 10 days, their appearance, meaning of Daniel and his Chaverim, was better, and they were healthier. They looked healthier and better than the ones that was eating the king's food. And let's take a look in number 14. Alan, you want to read number 14, the notes?
Yish Ma Ruchem. He heeded them. He was confident he would not be found out in case the test was a failure. For the king was not scheduled to see the use until the end of 3 years. Remember, he was motivated by the prospect that he would be able to keep the use portions for himself.
Okay.
In this matter, Daniel requested 2 things. One, to conduct the test for 10 days, that the purveyors of the king's food, the steward's job was just to distribute, should supply the pulse. And let them give us.
What does a purveyor mean? A provider?
Provider, yeah.
Okay.
Stewart did not stand to gain anything by the second request, and therefore listened to them only in this matter. For example, to conduct the test, he supplied the pulse on his own without informing the purveyors of any change, and took the loose portions of the king's food for himself.
Also, we got more than we got the Alshich and also the Mayane HaYeshua that say that the steward he was only too happy to give them seeds and beans, because like that the purveyors are gonna deliver the food to the steward, and the steward's he's gonna cart off all this fancy food from the king. I guess he doesn't get it to his house. And then he's just going to go to the seed store and buy some seeds for Daniel and his Chaverim. So he gets off good. He gets to eat the king's food like that.
And Daniel did not eat the king's food.
Daniel only ate the food, the seeds and the beans. And we see over here, yeah. Okay. So now we go to let's read Pasuk Tesvav. Pasuk Tesvav. We go to Roy. Roy has not read yet.
Tesvav.
Umixas Yomim. It's the last 2 words on the 4th line from the bottom.
Yud Ches, Yud Tes.
No, Tesvav.
Tesvav, sorry. Tesvav. Tesvav is what?
15.
15. Oh, no wonder. I've turned over the page and
We're on page 6.
Okay. I've got a different volume.
Okay.
Sorry. Umixas. How do you say? Is that mixis?
Umixas.
Mixos. Oh,
There's a comets. Comets underneath the tzadi.
I don't know whether a chometz or a 3 letters. Umixos or mim esera nira marehem tov uveria basar min kol hayalodim hachalim eis pas beg hamelech, translating as, and at the end of 10 days they looked more handsome and fatter than all the youths who ate the king's food.
Wow. Oh, interesting. Beriye Basar. They said that they translate Beriye Basar as being they were fatter.
Because in some societies, fatness or well-built is good.
Yeah, let's see actually how I see the word fat in note 15.
Mm.
Want to read that, Roy?
Oh, I don't have note 15 that you have,
Oh, sorry.
but I can give you, I can read here.
Yeah, what's it say?
Says, in our appearance, you will compare our appearance with their appearance to see what they differ. And at the end of 10 days, they'll eat the king's food, drink the king, as you will see, according to what you will see. If our faces do not look worse than theirs, continue to give us pulse and water. Oh, no, that's not. Oh, that's what is that? That's not, that's 13, sorry. 14, where's 15? Well, oh, I haven't got 15. They don't give a note for 15.
Okay.
Self-explanatory, sorry. I didn't know what I was reading. Thought it was reading before.
Okay, so I'll just read this then. Note 15 comes to us from the Alshich. We see he's got a lot of they're quoting a lot of times the Alshich, Ramosha Alshich of the Bali Kabbalah of Sfat in a few hundred years ago. So the Alshich says that the good appearance was the result both of diet as well as spirits. How so? The inner peace and the feeling of satisfaction resulting from fulfilling Hashem's Ratzon radiated outward and enhanced their appearance. They felt that they were doing the Ratzon Hashem by making sure that they don't eat non-kosher food. So they felt good about that. And when a person feels good about the mitzvahs that he does, it even shows on his physical appearance. Now, as what does this mean over here? Beriye basar. So he says, as for fattening the flesh, that could naturally be better achieved by eating the king's food. Right? We hear that. You probably would look a little fatter if you ate the king's food than eating seeds and beans. So what does this mean, brie basar, which contained meat and other fattening food? They didn't have any meats. Daniel promised the steward only that our appearance will be seen. However, because of their earnestness and fervor, Hashem miraculously caused them to also be fatter. Because there are two descriptions in the pasuk. If you look closely in the pasuk, you'll see that there are two descriptions that the pasuk describes Daniel and his chaverim. They had a marehem tov, near marehem tov. That's number one, and brie basar. So the brie basar, the Alshich says that was a nace. That was a nace. That's what Hashem did. But the first thing he says that's natural. When a person is happy, the fact that he's doing mitzvahs Hashem, his face looks shining. His face looks good. He has an outward appearance of looking good, even though he may be thin, because he's eating the seeds and the beans. No, he not only looked nice, a radiant appearance, but he also looked fatter because he was fatter because Hashem did a nice.
Okay.
And that's the two descriptions that we see in the pasuk. The Valdik. Okay. Pasuk. Oh, we're way out of time. Wow. It always happens.
It's only 6 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see you later.
Bezrat Hashem. A great day to Mayor.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Be well, Mayor.